What's going on, everybody? It's Ricky with Videohomicide, and we are back with another movie review / recommendation. This is one of the best films of all time from 1974. Talking about none other than a film directed by Francis Ford Coppola, Godfather Part 2. Another movie that was $3, probably at Game Cycle, because they got mad fucking... That's a Game Cycle is a place, I think it's a chain in Canada, but like it's like a low-key kind of chain. But they have a deal where you can get like 5 movies for $10 if they say $3 on them. Or like, it's a hell of a good way to get some classics, because there's usually classics. You know, obviously Godfather 1 and 2 for $3 a pop. Like, you cannot go wrong. Those are 2 of the best movies ever made. So I watched Godfather last week, and then I just finished Godfather Part 2 last night. And I gotta say, amazing film. It's been a while since I watched it. And, you know, it's quite a spectacle, because when I think of Godfather Part 2, I think so much of the De Niro stuff that it overshadows the Pacino stuff in the film. So I'm like, oh, fuck, I forgot about that. Oh, shit, blah, blah, you know what I mean? It just reminds me of stuff. This film brings to me so many memorable scenes, and most of them are revolving around Vito's character, played by Robert De Niro in this film. Obviously, the movie starts off, it's in Sicily. It's like 1908. This is when Vito Corleone is still at home. Dad is killed. Brothers are killed. Mom is killed. And he flees to America. And, you know, it's sort of like how he comes of age, but not really coming of age like fucking, like, traditional coming of age, but like how he grew up, to see how he grew up. And, you know, everything from him leaving Sicily all the way to him going back to Sicily and killing the guy that killed his parents and his brother and stuff, which is Don Cheech. But Godfather 2, man, it's so iconic, because there's so many memorable scenes that work on their own as like a short film. Like I talked about in Godfather Part 1, the scene with Michael shooting Solosso and McCloskey. That whole fucking thing, like, from the point that Clemenza like shows him, like teaches him about the gun, it's you know, no fingerprints and all that shit, all the way up to him fucking hopping in the car out front of Louis' Italian restaurant. Absolutely stunning. So this one, Part 2, exact same deal, man. Like, there's scenes with Vito Corleone when he kills Don Fanucci. Like, the whole era of Vito in that film, when, you know, he's hanging out with Clemenza, he's hanging out with Tessio, and, you know, he makes this plan to, you know, you give me $50 and I'll go take care of it, blah, blah, blah. He goes and sees Don Fanucci, follows him home, and just fucking takes his ass out in the hallway. So beautiful. Like the way it's shot is so beautiful. Like the walking through the parade, you know, Vito's up on the roof looking down at all this insane shit, or like the insanity of Don Fanucci walking around. And, you know, you can see there's a part when Fanucci's walking through the crowd and he like grabs an orange like it's nothing, whereas with Vito, he walks past the guy and, like, you know, he picks an orange or whatever, and the guy says, no, take it, you know. And I love that. And I love how Vito, when he gets basically replaced at his job by Fanucci's nephew, the guy working the bakery or the deli, like, comes out with a box full of stuff, and he's like, here, Vito, because he feels bad. And Vito says, no, like, he won't take it, you know what I mean? He won't take it. And he goes home to his wife with a single pear. And like, just him putting the pear down, the wife seeing it, and her just being, oh, what a beautiful pear, and all this. And like, it cuts back to Vito and he's like smiling. I absolutely love that shit, man. That is a fucking killer ass moment in the film. Obviously, Frank Pentangeli, all the stuff with him I absolutely love. He's got fucking, you know, the maniac himself, Joe Spinell, playing Willie Chichi. They have a decent amount of screen time, which is great. But Pentangeli, like, that moment when they're in the courthouse, like, doing the committee, whatever the fuck that's supposed to be, and he looks like he's there to rat, basically, and he turns around and he sees his big brother coming into the courtroom with Michael Corleone, and all of a sudden, being a rat ain't so fucking where it's at for him, and he denies it all. And you know, after a conversation with Robert Duvall's character, Tom Hagen, basically, like, Tom Hagen more or less tells him to kill his ass, kill yourself, basically. And that's what Pentangeli does. He slices his wrists in the fucking bathtub. And Killer Mike from Run the Jewels actually has a line in this one song. I forget the name of the song off the top of my head, but he says, like, he refers to himself as Mike Pantagelli. That's a hard name to say, but he says, Mike Pantagelli won't snitch. I rent a room at the Ritz. I smoke a dub in the tub. drink some whiskey, and then I'll slit both my wrists. Like, like I remember the first time I heard that, I was like, I had to like look it up, like who the fuck's, like, what is that a reference to? And no way, fucking Godfather Part 2. He references Godfather twice in that fucking song, so I can deal with that. Other favorite moments, obviously all the shit with Hyman Roth is sort of like, I don't like the Hyman Roth character. Pisses me off. The whole Cuba thing, I when I watched it this time, I sort of like forgot about the Cuba thing, and I'm like, how can I forget about that? This is where fucking Fredo reveals that he knows Johnny Ola after saying he doesn't know anyone down there. He doesn't know Johnny Ola, and then they're in there, and where'd you find out about this place, Freddy? Johnny Ola, he knows all the places around here. Old man Roth won't come here, but Johnny Ola knows everywhere. It's like, Fredo, how could you fuck up so bad? Like, how could you, kiss of death and all that shit coming up. Great fucking scene. Fredo's death is very sad as well. How he tells Michael's son, like, I caught him. We went fishing when I was a kid, and I only caught fish because I said Hail Marys before, and like he's out in the boat. That whole, and then I think it's Al Neary or some shit like that pulls the gun, kills Fredo, basically ending the film. And I gotta say, it's a roller coaster ride. The film's so fucking long that it'd be impossible to like cover all my favorite moments in it. But like I said, all the stuff with Vito as a kid. I love the scene where he goes and talks to this landlord that's being an asshole to his wife's friend, offers him all this money, and then the guy fucks off, and then that guy comes back and talks to Vito, and he's totally like kissing his ass because Vito says to him, ask your friends around about me, blah blah blah. And yeah, great film, absolutely stunning. Even like when you think of like The Godfather, like at the beginning of Part 2, when Vito goes to Corleone, or when Vito's in Corleone, like it's so empty, and like all the men are dead. Like that's talked about later on in Part 1, actually, when Michael goes there. But like at the end of the film, when he's there in Sicily in Corleone, the streets are packed, and like people are happy and stuff. They're not under such fucking scrutiny by Don Cheech. So that's Godfather Part 2. I appreciate everybody for watching. Make sure you leave a 666 in the comments. And with that being said, adios.